This is Les Donovan at Do-It-Yourself Home Improvement Plus. Very often in our home we have damaged walls, and the damage occurs to the sheetrock similar to this here, where a hole is punched in the wall, either from flying objects, that's the children throwing things, or doorknobs that doesn't have a stop on it, that bounce in the wall, and we have damage to the wall such as this. It's a very easy repair to cut a piece out and spackle it into the hole and cleaning it up and sanding it out to make it look just like it was never damaged at all. The first thing we have to do is cut out the hole. Now, you can cut out the hole in a random fashion, or you can make it a square cut, or whatever manner in which you wish. Okay, I am going to cut this hole using a regular sheetrock knife, such as this. But if you don't have one of these, you can use a regular kitchen knife, preferably one with a serrated edge, so you can cut the paper that sits on top of the gypsum material that the sheetrock is made of. So we're going to cut this hole out and patch in this piece of material and make this look just like it was not damaged at all. And in this case here, I chose to use the rectangular section. We cut a piece of wallboard or sheetrock similar to this here, and we're going to place it in the hole. The piece of sheetrock in place, we put a screw in it similar to this here, and we place it in the hole such as this here. This is a small container of sheetrock joint compound, otherwise known as spackle, that we're going to use to put around the edges. But before we do that, we're going to paint the edges with the spackle on all four sides before we slip it in the hole. You can use nearly anything to do this. I chose to use a small putty knife, but you can use any kitchen utensil such as a butter knife or a small piece of wood. So we basically scoop out the material and we tape off and we butter all four sides of the piece of sheetrock that we're going to use to plug the hole, similar to this. And we place it in the hole just to like it up. And after we get it situated exactly where we want to, we wipe the excess material off and paint the sides. Now that we have the piece of replacement material spackled into the hole, we let it dry. It'll take about 24 hours for that to dry. Once it's dry, we use a piece of 120 grit, or 90 grit, or 100 grit, whatever is available to sand it out and apply a second coat. Once we apply the second coat, that will appear just as if it was never damaged at all. Now that we have our hole plug, we can remove the screw that we put in to help position it. And we sand down the rough area using a sandpaper that either 80 or 100 grit. So we sand that down and get all the surplus spackle off the sheetrock, and it becomes nice and smooth. Now it's time to put a second coat on, and as we put the second coat on, we'll fill the little hole that we had to screw in to help put the plug in, to help hold the plug in the hole. Okay, this time we use a little wider knife. This is a 4.5-inch knife, very common taping knife used in the industry. We take the taping knife and we put joint compound just like we're frosting a cake. Takes several times to go over it to get it smooth. After the second coat is dry, we do another light sanding, making sure we get all the edges and feather in the high area. So when we paint it, it doesn't look like it has a ridge. When you sand it, if you use a vacuum cleaner to suck up the dust as it sands, will make the cleanup job a whole lot easier. And that's all there is to patching a hole in sheetrock. For more information on do-it-yourself home improvement projects, take a look at our website at Do-It-Yourself Home Improvement Plus.